Hi, I'm Lisa Lewis, and you're watching the Capital OTB Network.
Hello and welcome to Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. We've had a busy weekend of racing and we're going to start things off on the program at Oaklawn Park this week, where a trio of stakes races took place, starting with the Grade 1 Apple Blossom on Saturday afternoon. Fillies and mares at 1 mile and a 16th. Let's head to Oaklawn in the Apple Blossom.
And they're off in the Apple Blossom. And Happy Ticket shows speed at the inside. Spun Sugar to the middle. Star Parade moves up in third. La Reason is fourth. Platinum Ballet's at the rail in fifth. And Hollywood Story at the back of the pack. They head on to the first turn in the Apple Blossom. And it is Spun Sugar gets a short lead there. Middle of the track, Star Parade. Happy Ticket is right there at the rail by 2.5. La Reason is fourth. Hollywood Story fifth. Platinum Ballet trails. They got past the opening quarter mile, 23 3/5 seconds. And Spun Sugar and Mike Luzzi showing the way. Star Parade right alongside of her second by 2.5. Happy Ticket third. La Reason is fourth, and then it's another 2 lengths back to Hollywood Story and Platinum Ballet side by side as the field straightens for the run down the backstretch in the Apple Blossom, and Star Parade and Martine Pedroza have got the lead. Spun Sugar inside of her second by 3. Happy Ticket moves to the middle third. La Reason is fourth. After a half in 47 3. Nice even fractions here. Star Parade, the short lead. Spun Sugar wants to go back after her. Happy Ticket is closing the gap. La Reason's at the rail. It's 4 lengths back to Hollywood Story and Platinum Ballet. They're on the final turn. Spun Sugar, Star Parade right together. Here comes Happy Ticket now to the outside. La Reason along the inside is fourth. And they get past 3/4 in 1:11 4. Here they come into the stretch of the Apple Blossom. And to the middle of the track, it is Happy Ticket now. Up alongside of Spun Sugar to battle for the lead. Star Parade has dropped back into third. In the middle of the track, avoiding a balloon there was La Reason, but it is Happy Ticket who's got the lead. Spun Sugar coming back on her now. 16th to go. Happy Ticket to her inside. Spun Sugar. It's just these two. Spun Sugar digs in. Happy Ticket to the outside in. Spun Sugar wins the Apple Blossom by a nose.
Spun Sugar returning second time back off the layoff and picking up the victory here in Grade 1 company. She was a Grade 1 winner last year and went to the sidelines after the summertime and came back in a nice race down at Gulfstream Park, a romping allowance win, and justified it here with a neck victory at just over 3-1 over the very game favorite Happy Ticket. La Reason picking up the third spot from a stalking position as the longest shot on the board at over 44-1. Spun Sugar is a 4-year-old bay filly, a daughter of Awesome Again from Irish Cherry by Irish Open. She was bred in Kentucky by Adina Springs and is owned by Frank Stronach, Andrew and Elfriede Stronach, and trained by Todd Pletcher. Ridden to victory by Mike Luzzi, Spun Sugar covers the mile in the 16th at Oaklawn in 1:42 2. We're going to head back down to Oaklawn now in the Oaklawn Handicap, a Grade 2, $500,000 for the older males. Let's head back to Oaklawn Park and the Oaklawn Handicap.
They're in the gate. And they're off in the Oaklawn Handicap. A good break on the outside with distinction, showing speed with John Jacinto. Golding's Green moves up. Along the rail is Buzzards Bay. Up between horses are Purim and It's No Joke, followed to the outside by Master Command. Magnum is 1 horse beat, and that's Andromeda's Hero as they head to the turn. Jose Valdivia uses the rail to get the lead with Buzzards Bay. He takes command with distinction second. At the rail, Golding's Green is third. Alongside of him, It's No Joke is fourth. To the outside, Master Command is fifth. Purim right there sixth. At the rail, Magnum is seventh. And the trailer's Andromeda's Hero. The opening quarter moving right along 22 4 as Buzzards Bay leads at a length with distinction running second. Middle of the track is Master Command in third. At the rail, that is Golding's Green fourth. It's No Joke between horses fifth. Purim's clear on the outside sixth. Magnum needs room at the rail seventh. And the trailer, Andromeda's Hero. Midway down the backstretch after a half in 46 3, and Buzzards Bay gets away now by a length and a half with distinction still second. Golding's Green third. It's No Joke moving up. To the outside is Master Command. Purim and Magnum are both on the move now on the final turn. The leader is still Buzzards Bay with distinction second. Master Command to the outside is now third. Purim is on the move on the outside at the rail. Golding's Green. 3/4, 110 4. And here they come into the stretch of the Oaklawn Handicap, and Buzzards Bay is clear by 4. With distinction now running second. Master Command to the outside third. Goldings Green cuts the corner fourth. Magnum looks for an opening down on the rail. Buzzards Bay has the lead. Magnum's got his opening at the rail now. Goldings Green is still right there. Furlong to go. And Buzzards Bay all alone. A great performance by Buzzards Bay. He's going to go wire to wire and win the Oaklawn Handicap by about 6 lengths. Magnum gets through at the rail to finish second. Goldings Green third. Master Command fourth. Mile and an eighth a minute, 48 and 1/5 seconds.
Buzzards Bay, a very nice effort for this guy. He broke through with a win in the Grade 3 All-American at Golden Gate last time out, and I think this horse generally just does a little bit better when he's allowed to run free on the front end. Here, romping by 6.5 lengths after setting a quick pace. Magnum did rally from off the pace as the 2-to-1 favorite, finishing second last time out in the Santa Anita Derby and repeating that finish here at Oaklawn. Goldings Green, a long shot at over 23-to-1, who returned himself off of a long layoff last time out to win an allowance race. Here returns in stakes company, perhaps a little ambitiously spotted, but he did live up somewhat to expectation with a solid third place finish, indicating that he too may be a nice Midwestern older horse this summer. Buzzards Bay is a chestnut colt, a 4-year-old son of Marco Bay from Life's Last by Seneca Jones, bred in Florida by Jay Shaw and owned by Gary Broad, trained by Ron Ellis and ridden to victory by Jose Valdivia Jr. Buzzards Bay covers the 9 furlongs at Oaklawn in 1:48 and 1. We're going to head back to Oaklawn now for the Sunday Stakes feature, the Bayakoa Handicap, a $100,000 race for older fillies and mares. Kind of a consolation prize, as it were, for those who opted out of the Apple Blossom. Let's head back down to Oaklawn in the Bayakoa.
And they're off in the Bayakoa. Injustice breaks running from the outside down at the rail. There goes Big Time Cat, and between them Capeside Lady is full of run. It's already 4 lengths back to Caviar Emptor, Honor the Flag, and Took Out. They head to the turn. And Capeside Lady's at the rail. Injustice going to keep her company right out there on the outside. It's 2 lengths back to Big Time Cat, stalking the leaders in third. And they're going to breeze past that opening quarter in 23 and 2, and Injustice takes command by a length. Capeside Lady second by 2. Big Time Cat is third, then it's a gap of about 8 lengths to Caviar Emptor. Honor the Flag, and the trailer is Took Out as they move down the backstretch. Injustice galloping along on the lead by 3/4. Capeside Lady is ready to run today. She's staying right with her in second. It's still 2 lengths back to Big Time Cat in third. They get past the half mile, 47 and 2. It's still another 7 lengths back then to Caviar Emptor, Honor the Flag, and Took Out as they move for the final turn of the Bayakoa. Injustice still holding the lead. Capeside Lady stalking her second, 3.5 back to Big Time Cat third. Another 8 lengths further back, it's Caviar Emptor. But the 2 leaders seem to be easing away from the field now. Injustice at the rail. Capeside Lady alongside have 4 lengths now on Big Time Cat after 3/4, 1:12. Here they come into the stretch of the Bayakoa. Capeside Lady puts her head in front. Injustice is second. Big Time Cat is third. Late run coming from Caviar Emptor. The leader is Capeside Lady. To the inside, Injustice. Big Time Cat third. Caviar Emptor trying to close on them all. But there's just over 16 to go, and Capeside Lady is strong, pulling away by 3. It is Capeside Lady, Injustice, Caviar Emptor coming on, but Capeside Lady will win the Bayakoa by 3.5. Injustice hanging on for second. Caviar Emptor was third, and Big Time Cat ran fourth.
Capeside Lady, very nice New York-bred filly, a mare actually, running her record to 8 for 18 lifetime. Recently transferred into the Steve Asmussen barn, and they decided to opt for this spot instead of the Apple Blossom, and it turned out to be a successful move with a nice 3.5 length odds-on victory over Injustice, who had been a pretty solid filly throughout the Midwest through a long, long time. Caviar Emptor at 13-1 has to settle for third. The winner, Capeside Lady, is a bay mare, a daughter of Cape Town, from a gray lady type by Zen. She was bred in New York by Thomas and Lakin and is owned by the Dapple Stable, trained by Steve Asmussen, ridden to victory by Stu Elliott. Capeside Lady covers the mile in the 16th of the Bayakoa in 1:44 flat. We're going to continue with stakes racing action, this time now at Hawthorne, where they ran a trio of stakes races on Saturday, beginning with the Mia Farah Breeders' Cup for 3-year-olds filly sprinters. Let's head to Hawthorne and the Mia Farah.
They're off. Lampoon out for the lead. A Dirty Rush left well. In between horses, Victorina. Grandalina down along the rail. More Than Pretty between horses. And on the mid-back stretch, Dirty Rush now settles on top a length and a half. Grandalina second, Victorina third, and there goes My Chickadee moving up along the rail in the fourth. More Than Pretty shuffled back to fifth. Far outside, Lampoon sixth, Ready for Cocktails in tight quarters seventh. Fields covered by seven as they race around the far turn. Dirty Rush shows the way 2.5 lanes. Grandalina racing second. My Chickadee down along the rail. Victorina in the orange ranging up on the outside next. Ready for Cocktails between horses fifth. Lampoon 3 wide 6. More Than Pretty drops out to the back. They come off the turn in the Mia Farah Stakes, and Dirty Rush still has the lead. Victorina charging up on the outside in between horses. Here's Grandalina closing ground, and then it's My Chickadee down along the rail. A furlong to go, and Victorina now forges to the front. Grandalina trying to go with her. Dirty Rush down along the rail third, followed by My Chickadee fourth. They're in deep stretch. Victorina has the lead, and Victorina, Russell Bays will win the Mia Farah. They draw off and win it by almost 3. Grandalina was second, Dirty Rush third, My Chickadee was fourth.
Victorina and Russell Bay is in for the ride later on in the Grade 2 stake. End up taking the ungraded Mia Farah by 3 3/4 as the odds-on choice over Grandalina, with the early pace setter Dirty Rush holding on for third at almost 10-1. The winner, Victorina, is a Bay filly, a daughter of Delaware Township since time began by Rubiano. Bred in Florida by Says Who Thoroughbreds and owned by Harry Aleo, trained by Greg Gilchrist. The combination that sent us lost in the fog last year. Looks like they've got a very nice sprinting filly in Victorina. Ridden to victory by Russell Bays, Victorina runs the 6 furlongs at Hawthorne in 1:11 flat. We're going to head right back to Hawthorne now and the Illinois Derby, a Grade 2, $500,000, and that graded status very important at this time of year as horses are seeking a berth in the Kentucky Derby. Let's head back to Hawthorne and the Illinois Derby.
They're off. Sweet Northern Saint left for the lead. Cause to Believe left well. In between horses, Racketeer. Lewis Michael down along the inside with Mr. Triester between horses. They have a mile to run in the Illinois Derby. Mr. Triester on the inside. 4 wide, Sweet Northern Saint. These two battle for the lead. Cause to Believe right there, a close-up third. Racketeer fourth. My Golden Song ranging up in the blue on the outside fifth. Lewis Michael allowed to settle in and run in sixth, 4.5 behind the leader. 2 more back to It's All About Chase. Then on the outside, Devil of a Rush next. The trailing pairs, they make their way to the backstretch. Malamise and Creative Force. Fields covered by 11 lanes with less than 6 furlongs to go. Mr. Triester cutting it out, leads the way a length on the outside. Sweet Northern Saint tracking in second. Racketeer now moving up to be third. My Golden Song on the outside, wide in fourth. Then towards the inside, Cause to Believe is fifth and still within tracking distance of the leader. Lewis Michael down along the rail is next. It's All About the Chase in between horses. Then on the outside, Devil of a Rush 3 wide and racing 9 behind the leader. Then it's Malamise and Creative Force needs to make up 15 with 3 furlongs to go in the 49th edition of the Illinois Derby. And here comes Sweet Northern Saint moving up to challenge Mr. Triester. These two now on even terms with a 1/4 mile to come. My Golden Song on the outside. Cause to Believe starts to move along the inside and will need racing room soon. They straighten away for the final 3/16. Sweet Northern Saint now has the lead and accelerates and draws away. Mr. Triester second. Cause to Believe is third. Lewis Michael on the rail fourth. Malamise coming on fifth, but in deep stretch, Kent DeSormo will win the Illinois Derby again. Sweet Northern Saint strong in victory. He won it by nearly 7. Sweet Northern Saint impressive in victory over Mr. Triester. Cause to Believe. Lewis Michael was fourth in the 49th running of the Illinois Derby.
Sweet Northern Saint, last time out a good third in the Gotham while running wide every step of the way, sits just off the pace from post position 10 and clears the field at the top of the stretch, never looking back under Kent DeSormo to win by 9 1/4 lengths. After having been challenged in the early going, he took off and was not challenged late at all. Mr. Triester completing the exacta at 27-1. This is a horse that had found himself in some fairly competitive races out in California. Cause to Believe, the Northern California sensation, in for Jerry Hollendorfer, could settle for no better than third after a stalking trip, but he did come up a little bit flat in the drive. The winner, however, Sweet Northern Saint, does appear to be heading to Kentucky. He is a 3-year-old dark bay or brown gelded son of Sweet Southern Saint from Ice Beauty by Waquoit. He was bred in Florida by Edward Asbarua and is owned by Joseph Balsamo and Ted Theos, trained by Michael Trombetta and ridden to victory by Kent DeSormo. Sweet Northern Saint covers the 9 furlongs of the Illinois Derby in 1:49 and 4. Next up, we're going to head right back to Hawthorne in the Lost Code Breeders' Cup for 3-year-olds sprinting 6 furlongs. Let's head back to Hawthorne, the Lost Code.
They're off. City Dweller out sharply for the lead. Don't Tell Mommy came away well to be second. In between horses, Spots Gone. Sing Along with Bert moving up on the outside, and Celluloid Hero is the early trailer. 5 furlongs to go in the Lost Code, and City Dweller up top a length and a half. Don't Tell Mommy second, far outside, Sing Along with Bert. In between horses, Spots Gone. Celluloid Hero trails 6 lengths behind the leader with less than a half-mile to run. And around the turn they go. City Dweller keeps the lead a length and a half towards the inside. Don't Tell Mommy in second. Spots Gone between horses third. Sing Along with Bert is 3 wide fourth. And Celluloid Hero starts to move from the back of the pack. Those 6 lengths behind the leader as they come off the turn. City Dweller tells them all, catch me if you can. They straighten away. City Dweller by 2. Celluloid Hero now charging up on the outside second. Towards the inside, Don't Tell Mommy is third. Spots Gone fourth. Sing Along with Bert is fifth. A furlong to go. City Dweller holding firm. Celluloid Hero on the outside second. Don't Tell Mommy is third. They're in deep stretch and put a ring around City Dweller. City Dweller won by 2 1/4 lengths. Celluloid Hero was second. Don't Tell Mommy third. Spots Gone fourth.
City Dweller, a horse that we saw in New York over the winter for Chris Clement, getting through his early conditions, and here shipping out of town to pick up a 2 1/4 length victory over Celluloid Hero, who had been a pretty solid horse once they kept him to sprinting in the 3-year-old division. He did get off to a little bit of a tricky start, which may have cost him a little bit. Don't Tell Mommy tracked the pace in the early going and just lost the place spot late. The winner, City Dweller, is a chestnut son of Carson City from Lady Diplomat by Silver Deputy. He was bred in Kentucky by Peter Karchus and is owned by Peter Karchus and Michael Rankowitz, trained by Christophe Clement and ridden to victory by Kent DeSormo. City Dweller covers the 6 furlongs at Hawthorne in 1:11 and 1. We are going to pause now for a brief message, and when we return, we've got the opening weekend stakes racing action from Keeneland. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We're going to head to Keeneland next. One of the surest signs that spring is really here is the opening of the spring meet at Keeneland. This took place last Friday, and the stakes feature on Friday was the Central Bank Transylvania Grade 3 for 3-year-olds going a mile on turf. Let's head to Keeneland and the Transylvania.
They're at the post. And they're off. Where the West begins, and 2 Cinder broke sharply. There goes Dawn of War from the far outside in a flash in between horses. Indian Hawk in the center of the course as they enter the first turn. A scramble for the lead. To Cinder against the rail, leads it by just a neck. In a flash, draws alongside second, a length and a half. Dawn of War stays outward from the rail in third. Where the West Begins travels in the fourth position. LaPlay is fifth toward the inside. Indian Hawk is next on the far outside, running 5 lengths off the lead. Gap of 2 more to Tempest, Unbridled Behavior, and then Chin High, followed by Readily at the midpoint of the backstretch. 22-1, the time for the opening quarter. In a flash, leads it now by a half length. To Cinder is right there and inches forward again toward the rail in second. 2 more lengths to Dawn of War in third. Then LaPlay fourth on the inside of Where the West Begins. Indian Hawk stays toward the outside, still 5 lengths from the front. Tempest against the rail. Then Unbridled Behavior, Chin High, and Readily is last. The half in 46 seconds. Midway on the far turn, in a flash gets the lead, and To Cinder has lost ground. Dawn of War goes to second. Where the West Begins third. LaPlay is up close fourth toward the inside, still 2 lengths off the lead. Tempest has 5 lengths to make up. Dawn of War in a flash. Where the West Begins. Unbridled Behavior is running late on the grandstand side. Late run from Chin High and also LaPlay. Where the West Begins to the front. Chin High, LaPlay between horses. Dawn of War toward the inside, then Unbridled Behavior. Chin High, LaPlay coming to the front together. Chin High to take the Central Bank Transylvania. LaPlay was second. Where the West Begins third. Unbridled Behavior fourth. 1 minute 37 and 4/5 seconds.
Big upset as Chin High picks up a 68-1 victory in pretty wild fashion from way back off the pace by a length after a little bit of a bumping incident at the 3/16th under Sean Bridgmohan to score the biggest stakes win of the weekend over LaPlay, with Where the West Begins back in the third spot as the favored odds-on choice. To Cinder tracks the early lead while running a little bit rank and faded rather badly to finish 10th and last in this field. The winner, Chin High, a recent maiden winner on the dirt at Evangeline, tried the turf in a maiden last summer and was beaten by about 9 lengths by Lewis Michael, who did turn into a pretty nice stakes-type horse on the grass. And in fact, Chin High was cross-entered in an allowance race on Saturday. They opted for the stakes race, and I guess they are happy that they did so. The winner, Chin High, is a bay 3-year-old son of Smart Strike from Damie's Sis by Sonny Climb. Bred in Kentucky by the Sun Valley Farm and owned by Ike Thrash, trained by Neil Pessin and ridden to victory by Sean Bridgmohan. Chin High runs the mile on the Keeneland Turf Course in 1:37 and 4. Next up, the Saturday Stakes race at Keeneland, the Grade 1 Ashland for 3-year-old fillies. The distance, 1 1/16, and the purse, $500,000. Let's head back to Keeneland and the Grade 1 Ashland.
And they're off. Bushfire has early speed, comes right out to vie for the lead, along with Wait a While. Sweet Sugar Ree moves up on the far outside as they head for the first turn. Bushfire gets over next to the rail, leads it by a length. Wait a While goes second. Cool Wind moves up to her inside. Sweet Sugar Ree stays wide, no room at the rail, now moves up into second, a length and a half off the lead, midway on the first turn. Balance is next. She's at center pack. She's caught 3 wide around the first turn, moving up from 6th into 4th, 3.5 lengths off the leader. Performing Diva to her inside. Cool Wind shuffled back 3 spots to their inside against the rail. Then Saratoga Drive and a gap of 4 more lengths to Itty Bitty Pretty, who's last. 23-1 the time for the opening quarter. Bushfire sets the tempo. Bushfire by a length and a half. Sweet Sugar Ree second by a head. Wait a While goes third by 2. Balance moves along comfortably in the 4th position. Saratoga Drive is on the far outside. Performing Diva between horses. Cool Wind toward the rail. Itty Bitty Pretty is last, 8 lengths from the lead. The half in 46 and 2/5 seconds. Bushfire leads it by nearly 2 lengths into the far turn. Wait a While second by 2. Sweet Sugar Ree is third. Balance has asked for more run from Victor Espinoza. She's third and still has 4 lengths to make up on the leader. And Bushfire leads the field past the quarter pole. Bushfire on top by 2.5 lengths, turning for home. Wait a While is second by 3, and Balance better find something and find it quickly, because Bushfire is streaking by the 8th pole. Bushfire looking for a front-running victory in the 69th edition of the Ashland. Bushfire leads it by 4. Wait a While is second. Balance is far back in third. At the line, it's going to be Bushfire to take the Ashland in wire-to-wire fashion. Wait a While was second. Balance third. Itty Bitty Pretty was fourth in 1 minute 45 seconds.
Right now to Honor America. We ask that you
Bushfire getting the upset victory at over 15-1 as Balance had a stalking trip but came up empty in the drive. This is a track that tends to favor horses that can get to the lead in the early going, and Bushfire, who won the Florida Oaks last time out down at Tampa Bay Downs, took advantage of that with her usual tactical early speed to just kick clear early and never look back, scoring off by over 6 lengths. It is worth noting that her only really poor performance was a 29-length loss, 2 back in the sloppy running of the Devona Dale, where she did not get out of the gate in good order. But this is obviously a very, very nice filly if you overlook that poor performance. Bushfire is a bay daughter of Louis Quatorze from Truckee Tracky by Mo Power. Bred in Florida by Moreau Bloodstock International and Mandolin Hill Farm and owned by Homewrecker Stable. Limited and trained by Eddie Keneally, ridden to victory by Cornelio Velasquez. Bushfire covers the mile in the 16th at Keeneland in 1 minute 45 flat. Next up, we've got more 3-year-old sprinters in the Lafayette down at Keeneland on Sunday, $100,000 ungraded 6-furlong dash. Let's head back to Keeneland and the Lafayette.
And they're off. Skeleton Crew, Sharp Attack, Laptop Computer. Likely now joins them toward the inside, and these 4 in a line up front to contest the lead. Final Copy content to settle back into 5th in the opening strides. Up front, Laptop Computer gets over toward the rail, leading Skeleton Crew by a neck. Likely is now 3rd, 2 lengths off the lead and placed against the rail, flanked by Sharp Attack, who's next to last, and Final Copy is the trailer, running 4.5 lengths off the leader. The opening quarter, 21 3/5 seconds. Laptop Computer midway on the turn, leading Skeleton Crew 3/4 of a length. Another length and a half to Likely, who now moves in a closer 3rd. Likely starts to pick up the chase and now takes 2nd, and it's just a length and a half from the lead of Laptop Computer at the quarter pole. Skeleton Crew is 3rd, Final Copy and Sharp Attack at the back. 44-4 the time for the half, and Likely just keeps running right up the rail to take the lead at the 8th pole. Laptop Computer now 2nd, 5 more lengths to Skeleton Crew in 3rd. Likely drawing clear with a widening 5-length lead. Win number 3 on the day for Julien Leperoux. It is Likely to take the Lafayette. Likely won it by 8 lengths. Laptop Computer 2nd, Skeleton Crew was 3rd, Final Copy was 4th at 109-1.
Likely a recent maiden winner. In fact, he is now 2 for 2 after breaking his maiden in his debut last time out. Goes off at 6-1 and picks up the win over the favorite Laptop Computer, the odds-on choice. Did get a little bit of a bobbling start, hustled up and took the lead early, but he was passed at the top of the stretch, and Julien Leperoux, who is a riding sensation down at Turfway over the wintertime, scores in this stakes race. Skeleton Crew completing the order of the top 3. Of course, we saw Julien Leperoux begin his career up here at Saratoga last summer with a couple of very nice victories, and he has really developed over the course of the winter time. Likely is a 3-year-old bay, son of Yes It's True, from Tri-Toasted by Elliptical, bred in Florida by Diane Harrington and owned by Morris Miller III and Thomas Van Meter II. Trained by Pat Biancone, ridden to victory by Julien Leperoux. Likely covers the 6 furlongs at Keeneland in 109-1. We're going to remain in the Midwest and head to Sam Houston next for Saturday's running of the Connolly Breeders' Cup, $200,000 for older turfers going 9 furlongs. Let's head to Sam Houston and the John B. Connolly.
They are off in the Connolly. Moving up in the center of the group is Twilight Vision, flashing some early speed. Tora Tora is there to the outside. Twilight Vision, Tora Tora right there. Prince T is down at the inside. Prince T is on the rail and has the head in front. Moving second is Twilight Vision. Tora Tora is up close in 3rd. Dinah Rain is 5 lengths off the lead. AR Crackers is down to the inside. Fort Prado is quite a bit closer to the pace than he was in his last start and moves in mid-pack. Sienski is up on the outside, as is Don't Bother Knocking. Wapaka is saving ground down at the rail in 9th position, 5 lengths away to Dr. Mr. MD, and the defending champion, Rapid Proof, is last of 11. 24-2 the time for the quarter. The half came and went in 48-3. They have straightened away on the backstretch now, and Prince T is the leader by 3/4 of a length. Twilight Vision trying to apply pressure from 2nd. Tora Tora races in 3rd. Dinah Rain is headstrong, and Dinah Rain is now moving up with less than a half mile to go. Fort Prado
Prado is only 3 lengths off the lead at this point, and Fort Prado is now starting a rally. Don't Bother Knocking is on rushing. Wapaka is up on the outside, as is Sienski. AR Crackers down at the rail. Rapid Proof trying to crank something up on the far turn. Dr. Mr. MD is the trailer as they come past the quarter pole. All 11 are right in the midst of this as they come into the stretch. It's a wide open affair in the Connolly. Fort Prado is down at the rail and has come on now to take the lead. Fort Prado is in front by 2 and is holding the rest at bay at this time. It's Fort Prado who is all alone coming through the stretch under Robbie Alvarado, and the 4-5 favorite was very impressive to win. Dinah Rain ran second. Third was Don't Bother Knocking. A photo for fourth, Wapaka and AR Crackers.
Odds-on favorite Fort Prado runs his record now 3 in a row. Fairgrounds Breeders' Cup 2 races back, Tampa Bay Breeders' Cup last time out, and now yet another win at yet another racetrack in the John B. Connolly. He gave his supporters a little bit of a heart attack when he broke through the gate prior to the race. He was quickly reloaded, however, broke well and got into good early position. A stalking trip behind the early pace and won off by 3 over Dinah Rain, a long shot, who made a nice move from a stalking position while wide, and Don't Bother Knocking rallying from off the pace to complete the top 3. The winner, Fort Prado, is a grayer roan son of El Prado from Fort Pond by Fortunate Prospect. He was bred in Illinois by David P. Block and is owned by Team Block, trained by Jeff Troclair and ridden to victory by Robbie Alvarado. Fort Prado covers the 9 furlongs on the Sam Houston turf in 1:49 and 2. We are going to pause now for one more brief message, and when we return, we'll be heading out to Southern California, then returning home for a trio of stakes in New York. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We're going to continue now in Southern California, where a trio of stakes was held on Saturday, beginning with the Grade 1 Santa Anita Derby. For the 3-year-old, $750,000 on offer, 1 1/8 the distance. Let's head to Santa Anita and the Derby.
And away they go, and Sacred Light went right down on his nose. Sacred Light stumbled badly at the starters last early on. Brother Derek immediately shooting off to the lead. On the inside, it's AP Warrior, content to take back second. Point Determined getting a perfect spot in third. Sacred Light has recovered, is now 6 off the leaders, and the long shot Wild Fang, the early trailer. They go to the 7/8s, and Brother Derek and Alex Elise have it all their own way. No competition. He slowed him down out here. Brother Derek, ears cocked, taking a nice good hold, and he's really relaxed out here. Leads them by 2. In the second spot is AP Warrior. Point Determined back in third. Sacred Light is the grey at the rail, and Wild Fang now dropped out to be last by 5. 5/8 of a mile to go, and Brother Derek, now he's keen to go on. He's starting to pull his way clear, and Brother Derek is now opening up. He's tugging his way along. He's opened up 4 lengths on him. AP Warrior, Point Determined, wants to make an early move, and Point Determined now is taking third and getting closer to the leader. Sacred Light next, and still Wild Fang tailed off. Into the turn they go now, and Brother Derek 1.25 to AP Warrior. Point Determined now being pushed along from third. He's got to pick it up. Sacred Light losing ground. They're approaching the quarter pole in the Santa Anita Derby. Brother Derek and AP Warrior fall back to point determined third. A quarter of a mile to go now, and Brother Derek hasn't been asked to run yet. AP Warrior's trying to make a race of it. Point determined third. Homeward bound in the big one, and Brother Derek just gets the rein shaken at him, and he glides past the 8th pole here. And Brother Derek well on his way to a very, very impressive win in the Santa Anita Derby. It's next up Kentucky Derby for the son of Benchmark. Brother Derek canters home, point determined second, then AP Warrior, and there'll be a photo for 4, Sacred Light and Wildfire.
Brother Derek gets to the lead early and was able to withstand a little bit of early pressure from AP Warrior. AP Warrior didn't have much to offer in the stretch. Point Determined made a bit of a bid, but he did fall short by about 3 1/4 lengths of the odds-on choice. Brother Derek, who continues to lead in most of the polls, was the favorite as the future book favorite in Pool 3 by a fairly commanding margin after this very impressive victory under Alex Solis. Brother Derek is a bay 3-year-old son of Benchmark from Miss Soft Cell by Sia Kalem. He was bred in California by Mary H. Caldwell and is owned by Cecil Peacock. Trained by Dan Hendricks, ridden to victory by Alex Solis. Brother Derek completes the 9 furlongs of the Grade 1 Santa Anita Derby in 1 minute 48 flat. Next up, we're going to head to the Santa Anita Turf for the Grade 3 Providencia for 3-year-old fillies at a flat mile. Let's head back to California, the call of the Providencia.
And away they go. On the outside, we have 2-turn Halo fastest into stride. Along the inside is Carly's Kitten, Golden Silk showing speed, as well as is Foxy Sock. On the extreme outside is Shermeen. Only 3 lengths covers the first 5. Then back to Harriet Lane, been followed by Chaparelli. Chosen Royalty, no early speed as last, a good 11 off the leaders. They go to the 3/4 pole, and the long shot 2-turn Halo setting a good pace, leads at a length and a half. Foxy Socks is racing second with Shermeen alongside of her. Then we come back to Golden Silk, who's 4 1/2 off the leaders, up alongside Carly's Kitten. Here's Harriet Lane back in 6, giving them a good 8-length start. Chaparelli in the red inside of that, and then a big gap of 7 to Chosen Royalty. They go to the half-mile pole, and still 2-turn Halo winging, leads it by 3 lengths. In the second spot is Shermeen. On the inside, Foxy Socks. They followed by Carly's Kitten. Then comes Golden Silk. They're taking closer order now. Chaparelli is 7 off the leaders. Harriet Lane still biding her time, but getting closer now at the back of the leading group, and 6 more to Chosen Royalty. Coming to the top of the lane, and Shermeen goes on, but Harriet Lane going beautifully on the outside. Harriet Lane now let loose, has to go 4 wide, and Chosen Royalty's winding up from last 2. Homeward bound Shermeen. Harriet Lane takes her on. Chosen Royalty in the red down the centre of the track at the rail. Foxy Socks. They come for home. Foxy Socks, Shermeen. Harriet Lane now has to battle on with it. On the outside of those 2, Chosen Royalty, but Foxy Socks inching clear. Foxy Socks will win it. Foxy Socks has won it. Close for second. Harriet Lane, Chosen Royalty. Shermeen was 4th.
Foxy Socks, a nice effort from this filly, sitting a stalking trip, taking back a little bit on the far turn, and then rallying nicely to win by a length over Harriet Lane, who got her nose down in front of Chosen Royalty just on the wire. The winner, Foxy Socks, is a chestnut daughter of Foxhound from Triple Tricks by Royal Academy. She was bred in Great Britain by B.J. and Mrs. Krangle, owned by Warren Williamson and trained by Carla Gaines. She has now earned 3 consecutive victories since arriving here in the United States. This her first graded success. Foxy Socks under Alex Bissono covers the mile on the Santa Anita Turf in 1:34 and 4. Next up, the Grade 2 $150,000 Arcadia Handicap, also on the turf at a mile, this time older horses. Let's head back to California and the Arcadia.
And away they go in the Arcadia Handicap. But Crux begins well along the inside. The Grey Teddo's away well. Sweet Return going up alongside of Silent Name. Milk at Mick dropping back in 5th, followed by Terraplane. Chinese Dragon taken towards the rear with Helm Bank up alongside Capitano, and last a long way is Runaway Dancer. Into the first turn they go, and Becrux winging out here. Cornered a little wide, but Becrux goes on to lead it now. Teddo's alongside. They set a fast pace. They 3 clear of Sweet Return. Down at the rail we have Silent Name, then Milk at Mick and Terraplane. 5 off the leaders. Capitano on the outside, Helmbank. Chinese Dragon is at the back of the leading group, has 8 lengths to make up. And last a long way, here's Runaway Dancer. They go to the half-mile pole, but Crux is in front, being tracked by Teddo. Silent Name right there at the rail in third. Sweet Return fourth, then Terraplane. Milk at Mick at the back of the leading group, but only 3 off the leaders. Another gap of 3 to Helmbank and Capitano. Chinese Dragon now 9 off the leaders, and a big gap of about 14 to Runaway Dancer. They come into the top of the lane, but Crux the leader, but now taken on by Silent Name. And Silent Name kicks on. Now here's Chinese Dragon. White blinkers at the rail. Can Chinese Dragon find a way through? Silent Name, but Crux the leader. Milk at Mick down at the rail. Terraplane, Chinese Dragon, fuller run, going to sneak through at the rail. Now Chinese Dragon's going to come flying, but Silent Name first run. And Silent Name is going on. Chinese Dragon chasing gamely, but Silent Name a tough one to catch. And Silent Name wins well. Chinese Dragon second, Milk at Mick was third, and Terraplane finishes fourth.
Silent Name, a very impressive performance for this guy who was ridden to victory by Rafael Bejarano, who had a wonderful day at Santa Anita, only his second trip to California, and he won 6 on the card. Silent Name, a perfect ride under Rafi. He was able to get a good position under wraps. Did find himself stuck in a little bit of a box, but Silent Name and Rafael Bejarano able to get clear and win by a length and a half at 6-1 over Chinese Dragon, the favored Milk It Mick. Not a bad effort for him to finish third, but a little bit disappointing for those who backed him at just under 2-1. The winner, Silent Name, in his second U.S. start, earning his second U.S. victory. He is a 4-year-old bay son of Sunday Silence from Danzig away by Dane Hill, bred in Japan by Wertheimer and Frere and owned by the breeders. Trained by Gary Mandela, ridden to victory by Rafael Bejarano. Silent Name runs the mile on the Santa Anita turf course in 1:33 flat. Next up, yet another 3-year-old sprint, the San Pedro on Sunday, 75,000, 6.5 furlongs. Let's head back to California, the running of the San Pedro.
And away they go. De Stoops hopped away very quickly. Pops the Yankee from the inside gate, and within reason, those two now sprint through to take over. De Stoops contend to come back into third. They've been followed by the Pharaoh, and last of all is Arson Squad, a good 10 off these leaders. They absolutely winging out here. Pops the Yankee down at the rail, and within reason, 2 clear of De Stoops. Then there's a gap of 5 lengths back to the Pharaoh, and Arson Squad just can't keep up at this fast pace as a good 15 off the leader. Into the turn they go, and it's Pops the Yankee on the inside and within reason, but now here comes De Stoops, and De Stoops is closing ominously on the outside without being asked, and De Stoops is going to go right on by that leading pair. The Pharaoh starting to run from fourth, and now Arson Squad is rolling too, and Arson Squad going to come running, has got to catch De Stoops. De Stoops the leader, getting second the Pharaoh, but the Arson Squad continues to make good ground on the grandstand side. Homeward bound, De Stoops the leader. Arson Squad catching with each and every stride in the center of the track. De Stoops and Arson Squad, these two going to pass the H-bolt together. Arson Squad making ground. De Stoops can't keep him at bay, and Arson Squad gets him with 50 to go. Arson Squad going away to De Stoops. The Pharaoh was third.
Arson Squad, very impressive. He's now run his record to 2 for 3 lifetime, and here rallies from way back off the pace. Alex Solis indicating in a post-race interview that he was a little concerned by being so far back in the early going, but the pace up front was fast, and he was able to close into it to win by nearly 2 over De Stoops, the favorite in the field, who did run right up into the teeth of that fast pace. The Pharaoh rallies for third. The winner, Arson Squad, is a dark bay or brown gelded son of Brahms from Majestic Fire by Green Dancer, bred in Pennsylvania by E&D Enterprises and owned by JMS Stable. Trained by Bruce Headley and ridden to victory by Alex Solis, Arson Squad completes the 6.5 furlongs of the San Pedro in 1:15 and 4. 3 more stakes races to bring to you, all, of course, from New York. We're going to head to the Big A next, where they had 3 stakes on Saturday, and all of them very, very good, beginning with the Bay Shore for 3-year-olds sprinting 7 furlongs. Let's head down to New York in the running of the Bay Shore.
And they're off, and it was a good beginning for Too Much Bling. Songster off a half step slowly. Here's One Way Flight. One Way Flight is in the early mix. Indeed, it's One Way Flight in front by a head. Songster right there pressing. On the outside, the gray Too Much Bling runs in third. And then it's Devil's Concierge running in fourth position. The early trailer is trailing 12. Up the backstretch, One Way Flight in front. The first quarter in 22 2/5 seconds over the slop. Edgar Prado keeping after Songster. Too Much Bling perched just to their outside as they hit the half-mile pole. A break of another 3, back to Devil's Concierge, and the trailer is trailing 12, and around the far turn, and there goes Too Much Bling. Too Much Bling takes the lead, 3 furlongs out, and drilled a half in 45 flat. It is Too Much Bling in front. Songster trying to stay with him, but he's a length and a half behind. One Way Flight down toward the inside. He's now second. Songster is faded to third as Devil's Concierge gets underway from fourth. They're coming into the final furlong now, and it's Too Much Bling. Garrett Gomez says go, and they are gone. Too Much Bling. Love the slop here today. Songster moves through on the inside, and One Way Flight and Devil's Concierge. They're just battling for second as Too Much Bling dazzled today. A 7-length winner in hand for the final 70 yards. Songster saved the exacta, and One Way Flight was third.
Too Much Bling, 3 for 3 this year, and obviously the sprint configuration suits this guy much better than chasing some of the classic contenders. It's probably a smart move with him. He rewards his supporters with a 9-length victory at a $4.20 mutual over Songster, the second choice in the wagering, with One Way Flight, who rallied off the pace after braking alertly and being taken back off the pace. He did drift out a little bit in the stretch, perhaps looking for a little bit of better running surface on this sloppy sealed surface. Bayshore winner Too Much Bling is a 3-year-old gray or roan son of Rubiano from Rose Colored Lady by Formal Dinner. Bred in Ohio by Destiny Farm Limited and owned by Stonerside Stable and Blazing Meadow Farm. Trained by Bob Affert, ridden to victory by Garrett Gomez. Too Much Bling covers the 7 furlongs of the Bayshore in 1:22 and 2. Next up, the Grade 1 Wood Memorial. $750,000 for the 3-year-olds going 9 furlongs. Let's head down to New York and the running of the Wood Memorial.
And they're off. And Keyed Entry breaks very alertly and is quickly maneuvered toward the inside. Bob and John's going to run with him early, and so too is Marco's Tail. Into the first turn, Bob and John gets caught in between horses, and Keyed Entry floating a bit wide into the turn. Marco's Tail to press the pace in the early going now, and Bob and John will settle back in third position. Creeley's Legacy on the outside is now fourth. And then it's Deputy Glitters who rides the rail in fifth. A break of 4.5 lengths back to Niagara Causeway running in sixth. Then it's Platinum Couple Jazeel, and the trailer is Scanlon Song after an opening quarter. That was a quick one here, 23 seconds flat. Down the backstretch run. And it's Keyed Entry, and he's moving right along. Marco's Tail not far behind, and Garrett Gomez keeps Bob and John well within striking range of the front runner through a half that goes in a solid 46 1/5 seconds. There's a break of 4 lengths back to the fourth horse, Deputy Glitters. And then it's Greeley's Legacy's now dropped about 8 lengths off the lead with the half-mile go, and the others are struggling at this juncture. Niagara Causeway, Scanlon Song, followed by Jazil and Platinum Couple, and around the far turn, Keyed Entry, and Bob and John is just off his flank as they make their way toward the top of the stretch. Deputy Glitters is now advancing in the third, passing Marco's Tail, and the battle is joined with a quarter mile to go in the wood. Keyed Entry on the inside, Bob and John rolls up to him, head to head at the top of the stretch, 3/16 to go, and Keyed Entry is a stubborn foe today. He digs down, a relentless Bob and John on the outside, surging past short lead. Keyed Entry stubbornly gives way second, and then it's 6 lengths back to Jazeel third, coming down to the line. Bob and John wins, but he had to run hard all the way to get there. Jazeel getting up for second money there over Keyed Entry. Long shot Scanlon Song was fourth.
Bob and John, nice off-the-pace move from him, set a perfect stalking trip, got into contention at the top of the stretch to win by a length and a half. Outside rallying move from Jazeel from way off the pace. In fact, heading up the back stretch, Tom Durkin did mention in his call that apart from the top group, the others appeared to be toiling, while Jazeel did finally get himself underway and came very late, way off the pace under Fernando Jara. Keyed Entry, involved right from the start and pressed fairly hard by Marco's Tail, did hold on for the third spot. The winner, Bob and John, a dark bay or brown son of Seeking the Gold from Minister's Melody by Deputy Minister, was bred in Kentucky by Stoner Side Stable and is owned by the breeder. Trained by Bob Baffert and ridden to victory by Garrett Gomez, Bob and John completes the Grade 1 Wood Memorial, 9 furlongs in 151 and 2. Next up, the Grade 1 Carter for older sprinters, $300,000, 7 furlongs. Let's head back to the Big A and the running of the Carter.
And they're off. Quickly, there goes Bishop Court Hill to the lead. Bishop Court Hill streaking down the backstretch. Call the Lord, second on the outside. Mass Media runs in third. Sir Greeley is fourth. Happy Hunting under a busy ride is fifth toward the inside. And Big Apple Daddy is the trailer. Bishop Court Hill blazing the way. Call the Lord hard on his heels. Through a quarter and 22 flat, they're flying. It's Bishop Court Hill, the leader, a length and a half. On the outside, Call the Lord runs second. Mass Media. Mass Media will try to go through an opening there, but no. Ramon Dominguez had a tap on the brakes. The hole closed. Around the far turn, Bishop Court Hill, the leader. Still by length. Call the Lord second. Mass Media runs in third. A break of 3. Back to Sir Greeley and Big Apple Daddy. A break of another 4. Back to Happy Hunting. Coming to the top of the stretch. Bishop Court Hill still in front. Call the Lord still in pursuit. Mass Media right there. Ready to roll is Mass Media. On the far outside, Big Apple Daddy comes on Sir Greeley. 3/16 from the line. Bishop Court Hill trying to go all the way on the lead. And here comes Sir Greeley, gobbling up that slop with every stride. Big Apple Daddy on the outside. Down to the line here. Bishop Court Hill trying to hang on another 100 yards. Sir Greeley is surging. Big Apple Daddy, here's the wire. Bishop Court Hill holds on. Sir Greeley beating the neck. Big Apple Daddy was third.
Bishop Court Hill, very impressive this season thus far with 2 wins and a second from 3 starts. You may remember him as being the rabbit that was used last fall in Grade 1 distance races. Obviously, he is a very nice sprinter and better suited to this configuration. His pedigree would indicate that the wet track would be something he would like. He'd already won on it before, and it was allowed to go off at 8-1 despite being trained by Todd Pletcher, who is winning them in bunches. Sir Greeley very game in defeat, falling short by just a neck, and Big Apple Daddy making his usual off-the-pace move. The winner, Bishop Court Hill, is a chestnut gelding, a son of Holy Bull from Just Cuz by Cormorant, bred in Kentucky by Pam DuPont Limited and owned by Melnick Racing Stable, trained by Todd Pletcher, ridden to victory by Jose Santos. Bishop Court Hill covers the 7 furlongs on that sealed, sloppy track in 1:23 and 1. That's going to wrap up a busy edition of Horses and Courses. Thank you very much for joining us this week. We hope you'll be able to join us once again next week for Horses and Courses as we take a look at stakes racing action from around the country. Until then, have a great week at the races.